Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Trevor here again from RSG, and I've got something I want to show you. And the reason I want to show you this is because I've had a lot of people ask me about it. Are you sitting there going, man, I hate Wi-Fi. I just hate Wi-Fi. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Maybe you want to stream, and we all know how Wi-Fi and streaming really goes. Yeah, it's like a no-go. You just no. Don't even try it. You're gonna get a bunch of drop connections. And you're sitting there going, well, how the hell am I gonna get a wire all the way from my router to my computer? It's way far away. I mean, maybe I could pay someone to run a wire through the walls and everything and cost me tons of money. Or maybe you could think and do something like this and get a Netgear powerline AV500. They actually also make an AV200, and I will get into explaining all of that stuff. And it doesn't need to be just from Netgear, but I've had great results from Netgear. So if you want to learn more about it and try to figure out what I'm even talking about here, what you need to do is you need to stick around. Alright, so let's get this started. Are you sitting there wondering what the hell I'm even talking about? Well, what it is a powerline Ethernet extender. Now, mine is from Netgear, and it is a powerline AV500. Now, what that means is that it is a 500 megabit per second rated item. So that means that that's what you should be able to get up to. Now, I went a little overzealous with it. I really didn't need to get an AV500. They make an AV200, which would have sufficed. I mean, I know that I don't get that much internet speed to even warrant needing something that's 500. Now, where it would work good is if you are doing local networking and transferring files from one computer to another through there. And at that point, yeah, the 500 megabits per second can actually benefit you. But for my uses, which is for streaming, and I use it all the time, there is really no problems at all with it. Now, getting into some of the things about it. As you'll see up on the top here, there are 3 lights. One is a power light, and this one is to see if it's connected to your other power line adapter. And the middle one is to see if you've got Ethernet connection. Or maybe I have that switched up, but you get the idea. I mean, one is for power, one is for Ethernet, and one is for if you have the other one that comes in the package. Okay, there is another one that comes in the package with this because you need a sending and receiving end. And I'm pretty sure you can actually pick up more and connect them all in series. I'm not sure of how many can be connected in total, but that will be said in the instructions. Now, it takes a Ethernet cable, one being from the router going into the other block, and then this block goes into another power outlet going into your computer down here or whatever device you're trying to connect to it. Now, there's also a security button right on the side right there. I don't use it. I don't really find a need to. Maybe you'll find a need to. And if you say, oh crap, I hit that security button one time and held it down and set it up, somehow you enabled it, well, there's a little reset button, as you'll see right there, pinhole reset. I know I'm covering my face, but give you the idea. It's a little pinhole reset button. Okay, so worst comes to worst, you can always reset the darn thing. No big worries. So, how does it really work? Well, it transmits the Ethernet signal through your power lines. Now, sometimes you could have a power line or a plug that is just too far away. Maybe it just will not connect correctly. You might get some connectivity, but you might fall short of the speeds. I will show you in a speed test, results later on the device on how it performs, because it really performs outstanding. It's just like being plugged directly right into the router right next to it. I mean, I've tested it, tried it out. It's absolutely phenomenal in how it works. Now, the thing you will notice is if it is a little too far away, you might get like an amber light, and if it's completely not connected, the light will just be off. You won't even see the light if it can't reach to the other unit. Now, another thing you must know: no power strips. Can't go into a power strip. It tells you that right in the instructions. No power strips. Got to go directly into the outlet. You know, I'm sure for interference and all types of stuff. So there's not really much to be said about this and show you. I don't need to do an up close. Really, all I need to do is show you a speed test, and I'm going to do that in just a second. I will say that I do not live in an area where there is incredibly high speed, so I should be getting what I pay for is 30 megabits per second down and 5 megabits per second up. So this should show you, results around there. If it's a little too far away, your results will vary, and you may not get what you're really expecting. But where mine is plugged in, works just fine. So let's get on to that speed test. Alright, so I think it's time for us to run this speed test. Now, like I said, we're getting 30 megabits per second down is what I pay for, and 5 megabits per second up. Now, if you don't know and understand megabits versus megabytes, megabits is data transferred or being transferred, or transferred data versus downloaded or data that is hold on. Alright, so I think it's time to start this speed test. And like I said, I'm paying for 30 down and 5 up. Now, these are megabits, not megabytes. Data transferred is megabits, data stored is megabytes. So that's a little quick lesson for you. So if you ever wanted to find out how many megabytes per second, you would have to divide whatever megabits by 8. So 30 is about 4 megabytes per second down, or megabytes per second. The up would be less than a megabyte, of course, because you only have 5 on my connection. Some other people have tons more, but I get what I can with Time Warner. So let's see how this acts. Boom! Oh, look at that. So I'm paying for 30 down. I'm getting 34 down. Now, this is all going through the power lines, but it's acting just as if I'm plugged right into the router. I'm not getting drop-offs or anything like that. And now, upload speed can sometimes go up slowly, but it gets there. So look, we're over 5 up. We're about 5.6 up. There we go. You see the results. You see that it is a solid product. And if you're really trying to get away from using Wi-Fi, this is the way to go. Because think about things like this. You paid someone all this money to run the wire. To run that wire all the way to wherever your computer is. But that wire is just there. That's it. That's all you get. I can take that plug out of the wall and I can go into another room. Let's say I've got a smart TV that the Wi-Fi in the smart TV just is not that strong. Well, you know what? I'm going to take that block and I'm going to go into that room and be able to plug it in to that TV. I think it really speaks for itself. There's really not much else that can be said. And I think that this is all I need to show you to say how good of a product this is to have. If you're trying to get away from the whole wireless scene, for the most part, for anything that needs good internet connection like streaming, because I would not be able to stream without this. This is what's needed. If I did not have this unit, I could not stream. Wi-Fi just dumps off like there's no tomorrow, even with a high-end PCI card that I have in my computer. It just, nothing is like having a wired connection, and this is a way to do it if you're far away from that router. So I think that wraps everything up here. Sorry for such a short video, but I think I've shown a great point and given you all the idea of how this really works and how good it is. So if you like this video, make sure you hit like. And if you don't like it and you're hitting that thumbs down, tell me why down in the comments. You know. And then also, if you want to find out some people that I watch on YouTube and you want to check out my Twitch channel or get a link to Twitter, you can also check down the description below. And that's going to show you all the stuff you need to know. Well, for all you who are going to keep watching my videos, I'll see you next time.